You lather it into your scalp every single day, trusting the bottle that promises shine and volume. But what if that same shampoo is absorbing into your bloodstream right now? For seniors, the risks are even higher. Today, we are exposing 13 shampoo brands you need to avoid, and the 2 that are actually worth your trust. Coming in at number 13, we have got Pantene Pro V. Pantene has been a household name for decades. The commercials promise silky, lustrous hair that bounces like you are in your 20s again. The slow-motion hair flips, the radiant smiles. But here is what Procter & Gamble does not want you to know. Independent lab testing has repeatedly flagged Pantene products for containing dimethicone. This silicone coats the hair shaft, creating the illusion of smoothness, while actually suffocating your scalp. Over time, this buildup clogs hair follicles. The result is thinning hair and persistent irritation that worsens with each wash. You can feel the waxy residue if you run your fingers through your hair after drying. But that is not the worst of it. Pantene formulas contain harsh sulfates, specifically sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate. These detergents strip natural oils from your scalp, leaving it dry, flaky, and vulnerable. For seniors already dealing with thinning hair or sensitive skin, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Each wash removes more of the protective barrier your scalp desperately needs. And here is where it gets personal. If you are on blood thinners or heart medications, your skin is already more sensitive to chemical absorption. The fragrance compounds in Pantene, which the label vaguely lists as parfum, can contain dozens of undisclosed chemicals. Some of these are known endocrine disruptors, meaning they interfere with your hormones at a time when hormonal balance is already delicate. A 2021 study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research found that synthetic fragrances in personal care products are linked to increased rates of contact dermatitis in adults over 50. Pantene was among the brands tested and flagged. The bottle promises professional results. The reality is a chemically loaded formula that prioritizes the appearance of health over actual scalp safety. Why do you think billion-dollar companies keep using ingredients that independent labs keep flagging? At number 12, we have Head & Shoulders. This is the shampoo your doctor might have even recommended for dandruff. It sits in nearly every bathroom in Australia, trusted by millions. But what the blue bottle does not tell you could be damaging your health right now. The active ingredient in most Head & Shoulders formulas is parithione zinc. Now, in small controlled doses, this can help with dandruff. But here is the betrayal. The concentration in some formulas has been found to cause scalp irritation, dryness, and even hair loss with prolonged use. The very condition you are trying to treat becomes worse. A 2019 consumer report found that over 30% of long-term Head & Shoulders users reported increased scalp sensitivity and persistent dryness. They experienced the exact opposite of what the product promises. Imagine trusting a product for years, only to realize it has been working against you the entire time. But it gets worse for seniors. Head & Shoulders contains methylisothiazolinone, a preservative that the European Commission has restricted in leave-on cosmetic products due to its high allergenic potential. Yet here in the United States and Australia, it is still allowed in rinse-off products like shampoo. The regulations have not caught up with the science. For seniors with compromised immune systems, or those on immunosuppressant medications, exposure to this chemical can trigger severe allergic reactions. We are talking red, inflamed scalps, blistering, and in some cases, secondary infections requiring medical treatment. The commercials show confident people shaking their dandruff-free hair. The reality is a formula that can leave your scalp worse off than before you started using it. Stick around. The solution is coming at the very end, and it could change how you shop forever. Now, at number 11, we have Tresemme. Tresemme markets itself as salon-quality hair care at drugstore prices. The sleek black bottles line the shelves, promising professional results without the professional price tag. But what is actually inside those bottles has caused real harm to real people. In 2020, Tresemme faced a massive lawsuit after their Keratin Smooth shampoo was linked to severe hair loss and scalp injuries. Consumers reported clumps of hair falling out in the shower. They described burning sensations on the scalp and permanent bald patches that never recovered. The photographs in court documents were devastating. The culprit was formaldehyde-releasing preservatives, specifically DMDM hydantoin. This chemical slowly releases formaldehyde, a known carcinogen, as the product sits on shelves or in your shower. When you lather it into your scalp, you are essentially massaging a carcinogen into one of the most absorbent parts of your body. The steam from your hot shower opens your pores even wider. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Your scalp skin becomes thinner with age, meaning chemicals penetrate faster and deeper. If you are managing diabetes or have circulation issues, your body is already working harder to heal and repair. Adding a formaldehyde-releasing chemical to the mix is reckless. The class action lawsuit resulted in settlements, but Tresemme products containing D-MDM hydantoin are still on shelves today. The formula might have been tweaked, but the brand's track record of prioritizing cost over consumer safety remains. The promise was salon-quality hair. The delivery was chemical exposure and hair loss. Number 10 on our list is Suave. Suave has built its entire brand on affordability. The tagline practically screams that you can get beautiful hair without spending a fortune. But here's the truth they hope you never discover. Suave shampoos are loaded with some of the harshest sulfates on the market. Sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfate, and ammonium lauryl sulfate all appear in their formulas. These are industrial-strength degreasers that strip every bit of natural oil from your scalp. The same chemicals that cut through engine grease are being massaged into your head. For seniors, this is a serious problem. As we age, our scalps produce less natural oil. This protective layer keeps our skin hydrated and our hair follicles healthy. When you strip it away daily with harsh sulfates, you accelerate dryness, irritation, and hair thinning. You are essentially fast-forwarding the aging process of your scalp. But Suave's problems go deeper than sulfates. In 2011, Suave Professional's keratin infusion products were pulled from shelves after the FDA received over 21,000 complaints of hair loss, scalp burns, and breakage. The products contained ingredients that released formaldehyde when heated, meaning anyone who blow-dried their hair after using the shampoo was essentially heating a toxic chemical directly against their scalp. The brand eventually reformulated, but the damage to consumer trust should have been permanent. Unfortunately, the low price point keeps people coming back, unaware of the history behind the bargain. If you are on blood pressure medication or have cardiovascular concerns, the chemical absorption through your scalp is not something to take lightly. Your skin is your largest organ, and what goes on, it often goes in it. At number 9, we have OGX. OGX bottles are gorgeous. The curved shapes, the exotic ingredient names, the promises of Moroccan argan oil and Brazilian keratin. It feels like you are bringing a spa experience home. The golden liquid catches the light beautifully, but the beauty of the bottle hides an ugly truth. OGX faced a class action lawsuit in 2021 over DMDM hydantoin, the same formaldehyde-releasing preservative that got Tresemme in trouble. Thousands of consumers reported hair loss, scalp irritation, and allergic reactions. The stories were heartbreaking. Women who had always had thick, healthy hair, watching it fall out in handfuls. The lawsuit alleged that Johnson & Johnson, which owns OGX, knew about the risks but continued using the ingredient because it was cheaper than safer alternatives. Let that sink in. A corporation worth billions allegedly chose cost savings over your safety. For seniors managing chronic conditions, this betrayal cuts deeper. If you are on kidney medication, your body is already working overtime to filter toxins. Adding a formaldehyde-releasing chemical to your daily routine puts additional strain on organs that cannot afford it. Independent testing found that some OGX formulas also contained cocamidopropyl-betaine, a surfactant linked to contact dermatitis. The American Contact Dermatitis Society named it the allergen of the year in 2004, yet it remains in countless shampoo formulas. The exotic bottle promises a tropical escape. The reality is a chemical cocktail that can leave your scalp red, irritated, and your hair falling out in clumps. Most people never learn which ingredients to watch for. We will break it down at the end of the video. Number 8 brings us to herbal essences. The name alone sounds wholesome. Herbal essences. It conjures images of wildflowers and natural ingredients lovingly extracted from pristine meadows. The marketing team at Procter & Gamble deserves an award for that branding, because the reality could not be further from the truth. Despite the botanical imagery splashed across every bottle, herbal essences shampoos are packed with synthetic chemicals, sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic fragrances, artificial colors, and parabens all make appearances depending on the formula. The flowers on the bottle are purely decorative. Parabens are preservatives that have been detected in breast cancer tumors. While the direct link is still debated, the European Union has restricted several parabens in cosmetics as a precautionary measure. Here in the United States and Australia, they remain legal and common. For senior women, particularly those with a family history of breast cancer or those on hormone replacement therapy, the presence of parabens in daily use products is a legitimate concern. These chemicals can mimic estrogen in the body, potentially disrupting hormonal balance at a time when that balance is already shifting. The synthetic fragrances in herbal essences are another red flag. The term fragrance or parfum on a label can legally hide hundreds of individual chemicals. Some of these are phthalates, which have been linked to reproductive issues and hormone disruption. A 2018 study found that women over 50 who used fragranced personal care products daily had measurably higher levels of phthalates in their urine compared to those who used fragrance-free alternatives. The bottle promises the essence of nature. The ingredient list reveals an essence of synthetic chemistry. What is the worst shampoo experience you have ever had? Drop it in the comments below. Now at number 7, we have Garnier Fructis. Garnier leans heavily into the fruit angle, the bright green bottles, the images of apples and avocados, the promises of vitamins and natural extracts. It all looks so healthy sitting there on the shelf, but flip that bottle over and read the fine print. Garnier Fructis contains sodium lauryl sulfate as a primary cleansing agent. While slightly gentler than sodium lauryl sulfate, it still strips natural oils and can cause irritation with prolonged use. For seniors with dry, sensitive scalps, this daily stripping leads to a cycle of damage and irritation that never seems to end. But the real concern with Garnier is what they do not highlight on the front of the bottle. Many Garnier formulas contain artificial colors, specifically Yellow 5 and Yellow 6. These synthetic dyes serve no functional purpose other than making the shampoo look appealing in the bottle. Some studies have linked these dyes to allergic reactions and skin sensitivities. For seniors, artificial dyes can exacerbate skin sensitivities that already exist. If you have ever experienced unexplained itching or redness on your scalp, the dyes in your shampoo could be the hidden culprit, the ingredient you never suspected because it seems so harmless. Garnier also uses dimethicone, the same silicone coating found in Pantene. Over time, this builds up on your hair and scalp, creating a waxy residue that traps dirt and bacteria. The result is hair that looks shiny initially, but becomes limp, lifeless, and prone to breakage over time. The commercials show models with bouncy, fruit-infused hair. The reality is a formula designed to look good on screen, while potentially damaging your scalp behind closed bathroom doors. If this is helping you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. At number 6, we have Dove. Dove has spent millions cultivating an image of gentle care. The brand positions itself as the kinder, softer alternative to harsh drugstore options. The commercials feature real women with real skin, promising products that understand you. But independent testing tells a different story. Dove shampoos contain sulfates, synthetic fragrances, and in some formulas, DMDM hydantoin. Yes, the same formaldehyde-releasing preservative that has triggered lawsuits against other brands on this list. What makes Dove's betrayal particularly painful is the trust they have cultivated over decades. When a brand markets itself as gentle and caring, consumers let their guard down. Seniors especially, who may be looking for products that will not irritate their sensitive skin, turn to Dove expecting safety. A 2022 analysis by the Environmental Working Group found that several Dove shampoo formulas scored moderate to high on their hazard scale, primarily due to fragrance compounds and preservatives. The gentle image does not match the chemical reality. For seniors on multiple medications, the cumulative chemical exposure from daily shampoo use adds up faster than you might expect. Your liver and kidneys are already processing prescription drugs. Adding a daily dose of absorbed synthetic chemicals increases the burden on organs that may already be compromised. The commercials show Dove as a nurturing, gentle brand. The ingredient list reveals standard chemical formulations hiding behind carefully crafted marketing. Number 5 on our list is VO5. VO5 is the bargain bin champion. You can find bottles for under $2 at most drugstores and supermarkets. But that rock-bottom price comes with rock-bottom formulation standards that should concern anyone who values their scalp health. VO5 shampoos contain some of the harshest sulfates available, combined with synthetic fragrances, artificial colors, and cheap fillers. The formula is designed to maximize profit margin, not to protect your scalp health. Every ingredient choice reflects cost savings rather than consumer safety. For seniors on fixed incomes, the price of VO5 can be appealing. Every dollar counts when you are budgeting carefully. But the hidden costs come later, in the form of scalp irritation, hair thinning, and potential allergic reactions that require medical treatment. Consumer complaints about VO5 include dry, straw-like hair texture after prolonged use, persistent scalp itching that keeps you awake at night, and in some cases, contact dermatitis requiring prescription creams. The brand makes no claims about being natural or gentle, but the sheer harshness of the formula makes it particularly unsuitable for aging scalps that need moisture and protection, not industrial strength. Stripping. If you would not wash your dishes with the cheapest, harshest detergent available, why would you wash your scalp with it? At number 4, we have L'Oréal Paris. L'Oréal's tagline is "Because you are worth it." But what exactly are you worth to them? Based on their formulations, you are worth sulfates, synthetic fragrances, silicones, and preservatives. The same ingredients found in products costing a fraction of the price. L'Oréal Paris shampoos contain many of the same problematic ingredients found across the mass-market shampoo industry. Sodium lauryl sulfate, dimethicone, artificial colors, and undisclosed fragrance compounds all make regular appearances in their formulas. But L'Oréal has an additional issue that sets it apart from competitors. The brand has faced repeated criticism for misleading marketing claims. Products labeled as nourishing or strengthening contain no ingredients that actually nourish or strengthen hair in any meaningful, measurable way. The claims are based on consumer perception studies, not clinical evidence or scientific proof. For seniors who are carefully reading labels and trying to make informed choices, this kind of marketing deception is particularly harmful. You trust that a product labeled as repairing will actually repair something. Instead, you get standard chemical formulations dressed up in premium language and elegant packaging. A 2020 investigation by consumer advocacy groups found that L'Oréal's natural and botanical claims often referred to trace amounts of plant extracts buried under pages of synthetic ingredients. The beautiful leaf on the bottle might represent less than 1% of what is actually inside. The brand says you are worth it. Their formulations suggest otherwise. Does it not feel like these companies care more about their packaging than what is actually inside the bottle? Number 3 brings us to Aussie. Aussie leans into the Australian angle, with kangaroo imagery and promises of exotic ingredients from down under. The purple bottles are eye-catching on the shelf, and the scent is distinctive and strong. But that signature scent should be your first warning. Aussie shampoos are heavily fragranced, containing synthetic compounds that can trigger allergic reactions, headaches, and respiratory irritation. For seniors with asthma or chronic respiratory conditions, the concentrated fragrance in Aussie products can exacerbate symptoms significantly. The scent that lingers in your hair all day is the result of chemicals that linger in your system. Beyond the fragrance issue, Aussie contains sodium lauryl sulfate, one of the most aggressive sulfates on the market. This is the same chemical used in industrial floor cleaners and engine degreasers. Applied to your scalp daily, it strips away natural protective oils that your body needs. Consumer reports have documented complaints of severe scalp irritation, hair breakage, and persistent itching after prolonged Aussie use. Brands' response has typically been to suggest that users may be allergic to specific ingredients, rather than acknowledging that the formula itself is problematic for many people. For seniors managing skin conditions like eczema or psoriasis, Aussie's harsh formula can trigger flare-ups that extend beyond the scalp to the face, neck, and ears. The inflammation spreads because the chemicals do not stay where you apply them. The exotic Australian branding promises an adventure. The ingredient list delivers a chemical assault on your scalp. Don't go yet. The answer is coming at the very end. At number 2, we have Aveeno. Aveeno's betrayal stings more than most because the brand has cultivated such a trusted reputation over many years. Recommended by dermatologists, oat-based, gentle for sensitive skin. These claims have made Aveeno a go-to for seniors seeking gentler options for their aging, delicate skin. But here is what those dermatologist endorsements do not tell you. Many Aveeno shampoo formulas contain dimethicone, synthetic fragrances, and preservatives that can cause irritation with prolonged use. The oat in the formula is often present in minimal amounts, far below what would provide any meaningful therapeutic benefit. The dermatologist recommendations are based on paid partnerships, not independent clinical trials. When a brand pays for an endorsement, the endorsement reflects the payment, not necessarily the product quality. The doctor in the white coat is essentially a paid spokesperson. For seniors who have trusted Aveeno based on medical recommendations, this is a profound betrayal. You sought out a gentler option, paid a premium price, and received a formula that is only marginally different from drugstore competitors selling for half the cost. A 2021 independent analysis found that Aveeno shampoo scored moderately on toxicity scales due to fragrance compounds and preservatives. The oat extract that forms the cornerstone of their marketing was present at less than 1% of the formula. The entire brand identity is built on an ingredient that barely exists in the product. The brand promises dermatologists trust. The reality is marketing-driven endorsements and trace amounts of the ingredients they highlight. Ever noticed how these brands keep recalling but never truly changing? Tell me in the comments. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Johnson & Johnson Baby Shampoo. This is the hardest one to hear. Johnson & Johnson Baby Shampoo, the yellow bottle with the promise of no more tears, has been trusted by generations. Grandparents have used it on their own hair, believing that if it is gentle enough for babies, it must be safe for everyone. The familiar scent brings back memories of childhood baths. The betrayal here is historic and deeply personal. For years, Johnson & Johnson Baby Shampoo contained formaldehyde-releasing preservatives. The company knew about concerns raised by safety advocates and continued selling the product regardless. They only reformulated after sustained public pressure, international scrutiny, and the threat of significant legal action. A Reuters investigation found that Johnson & Johnson knew for decades about contamination issues with their products. This reveals a corporate culture that consistently prioritizes profits over consumer safety, a pattern of behavior that should concern anyone using their products. The No More Tears formula achieves its gentleness through chemical numbing agents that prevent the stinging sensation, rather than by actually being gentler on your eyes. Your eyes do not hurt because they are being numbed, not because the formula is safe. The lack of pain is an illusion created by chemicals. For seniors who have used this product for decades, believing they were making the safest choice possible, this betrayal cuts deep. The brand, built on trust and innocence, has repeatedly broken that trust when profits were on the line. Recent independent testing has found that while the formula has improved under pressure, it still contains fragrance compounds and preservatives that can cause irritation in sensitive individuals. The improvements came only after public outrage, not because the company chose to do the right thing. The baby on the bottle represents innocence and safety. The corporate history behind the brand represents calculated risk and delayed transparency. Now for the 2 shampoos that are actually worth your trust. The first safe option is Puracy Natural Daily Shampoo. Puracy is formulated without sulfates, parabens, silicones, formaldehyde releasers, or synthetic fragrances. The ingredient list is short, pronounceable, and transparent. You can actually read and understand what you are putting on your scalp. Independent testing confirms that the formula is gentle enough for sensitive scalps, while still effectively cleaning hair. The plant-based surfactants cleanse without stripping away the natural oils your scalp needs to stay healthy. Your hair feels clean, but not stripped. Your scalp feels calm rather than irritated. For seniors managing multiple health conditions, Puracy offers genuine peace of mind. The natural preservatives maintain product safety without releasing harmful chemicals into your body. Every ingredient serves a purpose, and none of them have been flagged by safety watchdogs. The brand is dermatologist tested through independent labs, not paid endorsements. They have earned certification as cruelty-free. The price point is higher than drugstore options, but the investment in your scalp health and overall well-being is worth every cent. When you use Puracy, you can feel the difference immediately. This is what a shampoo should be. The second recommendation is Attitude Living Shampoo. Attitude Living takes transparency to the extreme. Every ingredient is listed with its purpose, and the brand voluntarily submits to third-party testing that goes beyond regulatory requirements. They have nothing to hide because they have nothing problematic in their formulas. The formula is free from sulfates, parabens, silicones, artificial colors, and synthetic fragrances. For seniors with chemical sensitivities, or those managing conditions that affect skin health, Attitude provides a genuinely gentle option that delivers what it promises. The brand uses plant-based and mineral ingredients, packaged in recyclable containers. Independent environmental and health certifications back up their claims, providing verification certification that goes beyond marketing language. When Attitude says their product is safe, you can actually trust the claim. For anyone who has felt betrayed by brands that promise natural and deliver synthetic, Attitude Living offers what those brands only pretend to provide: real ingredients, real transparency, real results. Your scalp deserves better than chemicals disguised as care. Choose wisely. Not all shampoos are created equal. Some absorb through your scalp and put your health at risk. Subscribe now. And if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.